გამოვჭრიან.
ჩო, დაიწყო ჩართვა.
იამზე დღეს რაზე გვაქვს შეხვედრა, აბა? რამე უნდა ვილაპარაკოთ?
თეონა, დღეს შემაჯამებელი გვაქვს ისტორიები, რომლებიც გვაყალიბებენ.
Tu a Venezia, chi spera, chi Naslari, Venezia, tu e Thomas. Super. E dopo vince. Non mi spaventa poi. To treba reći.
Can you please mute your microphones? Thank you.
Hello, friend.
Hello, hello.
How are you?
Fine, thank you. I hope so. That you are fine also. Hello, everybody. იამზე კი გისწავლია ინგლისური.
რა ჩუნდი გოგო. კაი, გავაზიარებ მე ეკრანს, მოდი რომ დრო არ დავკარგოთ. ისი პროექტი ჩაერთო. ეკრანი თუ ჩანს, დამიდასტურეთ.
ჩანს იამზე.
Please, Areknaz. Areknaz Aghababian.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Stories that shape us from page to purpose. Hello, I am Areknaz Aghababian, an 11th grade student from Diliska Public School number 1. Today, I would like to present the final summary of our school project, Stories that Shape Us, from page to purpose. For us, this project was not just a learning process. It was a true journey into ourselves and the worlds of others. Methodology and inspiration. During our work, we applied the mirrors and windows. Methodology literature became a mirror for us, where we saw our own emotions and identity, and the windows through which we explored entirely different catches and experiences. Our main source of inspiration was Nodar Dumbaze's Helados. In this presentation, you will see how we brought the story of Cemal and Yangul to life, how we created their digital diaries, and how we tried to understand their feelings regarding friendship, homeland, and choice. Research and empathy. While working on the project, we paid special attention to historical accuracy. We conducted an in-depth study of Yanguli's life, his relationship with his aunt, and the profound sadness tied to his wait for the ship Sidon. These details helped us better understand the true meaning of empathy. International collaboration and collaborative writing. One of the most impressive parts of the project was the collaborative writing process. Our team consisted of three schools: Diliska Public School number first, Machkani Public School from Georgia, and our partner school from Turkey. It was a fascinating process to continue the stories started by one another. Despite following the same plot, all three schools created completely different and emotional sequels. This showed us how collective creativity enriches our worldview. Conclusion. Beyond literature, the project helped develop our digital skills. We learned how to be responsible digital citizens. In conclusion, I want to say that this project was a way to realize that homeland and identity are not just about geography. They are the stories that we write ourselves. Thank you very much for your attention.
Areknaz.
Can you see the screen?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I'm sorry. Hello there. Can you see us all?
2.5.
What?
The girl left. We couldn't see her totally.
Okay.
Now it's okay.
No.
I see three girls.
Okay. Thank you for confirming that. Okay, so good evening, everyone. My name is Mariam Barushuli, and we are from number 5 Public School of Bakhatsiha, Georgia. And today we are going to give you a little presentation about one of the project's activity, Literary Mirrors and Windows. And I'm here with my friends, Anne Barushuli and Mariam Lomidze, and we are going to start our presentation. Okay. So, literature is more than just stories. It reflects real life. In this presentation, Literary Mirrors and Windows, we explore how books serve as mirrors that reflect our experiences and as windows that expose us to different lives and viewpoints. Through characters and stories, literature addresses social issues like identity, peer pressure, and inequality in ways that feel genuine and relatable. These stories allow us to recognize our own struggles in the characters and to understand others more deeply. In this way, literature connects directly to our lives and fosters empathy and self-reflection.
In a bad case of stripes, Camilla Cream loves eating lima beans, but she stops eating them because she's afraid that her friends will judge her. Since she wants to fit in, she hides what she truly likes, and this inner conflict causes her to break out in strange, colorful stripes that keep changing based on what other people say. This part of the story shows how peer pressure and conformity can make someone feel uncomfortable and unhappy with themselves. We relate to Pamela because there are moments in our lives when we hide our interests from others so that other people won't judge us. And that makes us feel like Camila did when she stopped eating lima beans. On the last page of this story, Camila never pretended not to like lima beans again, and she was happy. This reminds us of our own experience when we fear judgment and as a result hid our love for things from others. This story teaches us not to be insecure and to be our true selves, to be happy. Next is Wonder. Wonder is a powerful story of a 10-year-old boy named Douglas Pullman who has a facial anomaly. He's an ordinary kid who plays Xbox and is obsessed with Star Wars. But despite the 27 operations done on his face, he will never look normal. August has been homeschooled since he was a child. This story begins with August going to school to begin his 5th grade, and it brings up all the ups and downs he faces from his first day to graduation. This book is very realistic since it describes how August gets bullied and is socially isolated for being different. Therefore, I think almost everyone will relate to this influential story. Overall, this story sheds light on intolerance by society towards someone who is different, which is a great flaw of today's world. To judge people based on their appearance but not on their personality is cruel and not right.
I will go on to Wonder. We think the text is about us because it describes how bullying affects the victim and the bully. In our lives, we see bullying in schools, at work, and sometimes at home. Bullying might happen because someone wants to fit in or look cool in front of others. As a result, both the victim and the bully end up in cruelty, said an animal. In the story, August Pullman is bullied for having a different face, and his best friend Jack Will turns against him because he's scared that he will be bullied. As a result, they stop being friends. This story teaches and reminds us that we should stand up for ourselves and for others. Next is The Kite Runner. The Kite Runner is about Amir, a boy from a rich family in Afghanistan, and his close platonic friendship with Hassan. The son of their Hazara servant, after Amir betrays Hassan during an important moment, he feels guilty for many years. Due to political conflicts, Amir and his father escape Afghanistan and lives as refugees in the United States. As an adult, Amir returns to Afghanistan to face his past and find redemption by helping Hassan's son. The story highlights social issues like ethnic discrimination, class inequality, wars effect, and the refugee experience, showing how personal growth and moral responsibility are linked to social injustice. The Kite Runner by Khaled Hosseini shows how complex human nature is balancing good, betrayal, forgiveness, and the need for redemption. Through honor struggles and Hassan's suffering, the novel evokes strong emotions such as narrow empathy and hope while highlighting social inequality and personal failure. Although set in Afghanistan, themes of injustice, growth, and the search for forgiveness are universal, showing that compassion and reconciliation are needed across all cultures and borders. The novel also emphasizes the lasting impact of childhood trauma and how past choices can shape a person's entire life. Ultimately, it reminds readers that true redemption requires courage, honesty, and the willingness to confront one past. Okay, now we're going to talk about my favorite book called Thousand Splendid Suns. A Thousand Splendid Suns by Khaled Hosseini is a powerful novel that tells the story of two Afghan women, Maryam and Layla, whose lives become painfully connected to war, loss, and oppressive marriage. Set in Afghanistan across several decades, the book follows how political conflict, especially the Soviet invasion and later Taliban rule, shapes their everyday lives. At its heart, the story is about survival, friendship, and sacrifice in a society where women are often silenced and abused. Hosseini highlights major social issues such as gender inequality, domestic violence, forced marriage, and the devastating effects on war on families. Despite the overwhelming suffering, the novel is deeply emotional because it shows how love, loyalty, and hope can exist even in the darkest circumstances, making the story both heartbreaking and inspiring. This powerful story shows how harsh society can be, especially toward women, and how war deeply affects families. The main character suffers because of conflict, forced marriage, and loss, but through friendship, sacrifice, and understanding, they stand together to face their struggles. Mariam's story highlights forced marriage and domestic abuse, while Lila's experience focuses on loss and emotional pain. The common ground all countries may share is the experience of conflict, social inequality, and the impact of war on ordinary families, where women and children often suffer the most. Overall, the novel is deeply emotional and teaches the importance of empathy, supporting women, and building unity during difficult times. And I also have a little quote from there, which the name of the book comes from. It says, "One could not count the moons that shimmer on her roofs or the thousand splendid suns that hide behind her walls." Now, after we introduce you to our favorite books, we are going to have group discussion and we're going to talk about what we think. All the stories teach us to be kind, be brave, accept ourselves, stand up for others, and take responsibility for our actions. They remind us that our choices matter and can hurt or heal people. These stories remind us that poor people often suffer quietly, but they are strong, human, and deserving of dignity, kindness, and equal treatment. For me, all the stories we discussed show that no matter the country, society often judges people by appearance or personal interests and follows similar unwritten rules. They also demonstrate how war deeply affects individuals, causing trauma and loss. In addition, the stories reveal how different cultures treat women in unequal ways, with some being far harsher than others. Overall, these powerful characters encourage us to stand up for ourselves and for those around us whose voices are often ignored or not trusted.
These stories teach us that people from different countries or cultures are still humans and have the same emotions as us. Everyone needs love, companionship, and respect. Despite the differences in culture, human worth stays the same.
Okay. So this is for all. We are so glad to be in this project, and this activity was very interesting for us. And we are thankful, and thank you for your attention. Now we're going to say goodbye. Would our partners from Turkey and Greece like to present their presentations? If you want to. Would you like to? Okay, so if no one is going to present, we're going to continue our meeting with Machatis Public School.
Hello, everyone.
Okay, so
Can you give me a login for sharing my screen?
yeah.
Everything is okay?
Yes, yes.
Let's start. Yesterday I had some technical problems, but don't worry, I will introduce a little bit about myself now and my presentation. Let's start. About me. I am Fedya Khedoyan, 17, a student at Machatian Public School in South Georgia. To Armenian by heritage, I have grown up immersed in Georgian culture, embracing the richness of both worlds. I possess a keen analytical mind paired with creative and logical thinking. I find particular satisfaction in solving complex algorithmic and mathematical challenges. My intellectual pursuits include chess, literature, spanning thrillers and historical fiction, and participation in European ethnic projects, through which I have cultivated meaningful friendship across borders. I am trilingual, fluent in Armenian, conversant in Georgian, and proficient in English at the C1 level. I believe in the value of long-term perspective and fair judgment, principles that guide how I navigate both challenges and relationships. This is about Georgian writer Rivas Inanishvili's story, Beautiful Tears. When winter came calling, there was no other way. They would have to go through the stove again to reach Iola. As November, due to a close and cold rains, began, Tina wrote to her father in the village. Dear father, may you live long. Could you arrange for cubic meters of firewood with someone there? Gia will come down on Saturday or Sunday with the money and take the wood himself. An unexpected arrival. Wait a minute. Before the letter even reached the village, one night past midnight, Tina's father appeared at their door. Get up, children. I brought the firewood. Show me where to unload it. Tina, half awake in bed, began protesting. Oh, you troubled yourself again. I wrote that Gia would come and get it himself, but her father just smiled kindly. Get up, you two get dressed. Neighborly kindness. The driver extended his dry, cold hand in greeting. Tina's father added, if there is an extra, share it with the neighbors. Both Gia and Tina smiled at his generosity. Into the cellar. Gia instead on moving everything to the cellar immediately. I really want to do it myself. There is no better exercise than this, he said, waving away concerns about payment. The rhythm of daily labor. Gia truly enjoyed the work. He would wake at 7, go down to the cellar, chop wood, bring it up himself, light the stove with his own hands. Then he had show Tina his arms. Look how my muscles have aged. Tina smiled with pleasure. Several times they found good meat, invented friends over, grilled kebabs. Everyone praised the firewood and its flames with bitter enthusiasm. No brother, meat grilled on real coals is completely different. When plans must change. One evening, Gia returned from work looking thoughtful. Tina didn't dare ask what had happened. He said himself, tomorrow they are sending me on a business trip for 20 whole days, and I don't know how you will manage without me. Tina thought for a moment, then wiped her wet hands, kissed Gia. Don't worry about us, I'm a strong woman. They sat down to calculate the money they had both Gia's and Tina's Gia would take. They would need to borrow 60 minutes for Gia's aunt, 40 for Tina to keep, 15 to have the wood chopped, and 5 more they had need right away. Finding the right person. Early in the morning, after securing his place in the milk line, Gia rushed to the market. Wood choppers were there, some standing, others sitting on garden benches. He walked back and forth. He chose one small, modest old man. He liked him and thought, maybe he really needs the work. No, one else will hire him. The old man from Vagesali had children and grandchildren scattered everywhere. Tea and trust. A warm welcome. Tina came out to meet them. She liked the old man too. Such a papa. You had won him as a good father. She invited him to warm himself by the stove. Morning blessing. Gia poured vodka. Come, papa, let's have a morning blessing. The old man refused once, but raised his glass. He drank slowly, blessed their family, admired little Tamuna. Going to work. In the cellar, Gia explained, 15 minutes for the work. The old man removed his coat, revealing a black cotton robe tied with a sash. He picked up the wood, placed it gently on the sawhorses. Go, son, don't wait for me. I will chop and stack it all properly. The waiting. The old man worked until 4:30. A little reminds daughter. I will chop it tomorrow, he said. Tina tried to serve him dinner, but he insisted on going home. She pressed the money into his hand. He thanked her. Until morning, daughter. I will come in the morning and finish everything. But he didn't come the next morning, nor the morning after that, nor the following week. The lesson of kindness. More than a week passed. Then one day a short young man with an axe came to the yard, asking for the young couple with a little girl who had firewood in the cellar. My grandfather left your firewood unfinished. I came to finish it. If you have already had it chopped, you should take back what belongs to you. Tina's face grew thoughtful. Grandfather, what happened to grandfather? Grandfather died. It's been 5 days since we fired him. Gia put his hands on his waist. You see, this is what happens when we are good. Tina smiled. Beautiful tears stood in her eyes. And reflecting on the story, this text connects to my character because it values kindness, moral responsibility, and trust in people, like the protagonist. I believe that human dignity is more important than material goods. The story shows that being good is not naive. It is a conscious and strong choice. I relate to this idea because I try to judge people fairly and think long-term rather than react to small losses. The story is a mirror for me because I see in it the lives of ordinary people and their choices. I too have had moments when I choose human connection over money or benefit, like Gia. I believe that kindness should not be lost simply because someone disappointed us. The story teaches that trust is a risk, but without it, life would be cold and empty. This text makes me think about what kind of person I want to be. The story is a window for me because it shows the life of a person who lived in a reality completely different from mine. He carried out his work consequently, and despite his poverty, did not keep the money he had been paid. For him, money was far less important than honest and dignity. What affected me most was that the old man passed away without battering his moral choice until his very last moments. The arrival of his grandson and his wish to return the money show that kindness and integrity do not die with a person. They are passed down from generation to generation. This story makes me think about people who live quietly beside us and preserve their dignity until their final breath. This text taught me that a person's true wealth is sometimes defined not by money, but by consistency and honesty. Beautiful Tears allows me to see life through another person's eyes and reflect on how important it is to preserve human values, even in the most difficult circumstances. This is all about my presentation. Thanks for attention.
Thank you. Okay, and maybe our partners from Turkey, Romania, Poland, or Greece would like to present their presentations for us.
Hello, everyone. Now, if you
Hello.
will excuse me, my students would like to speak, but instead of preparing a visual presentation, they will try to express their own thoughts spontaneously. We apologize in advance for any mistakes. They will express their own feelings and thoughts now. Is it okay?
Okay.
Uh, Thanks. Firstly, Eslem will speak.
Hello, you all can hear me, right?
Yep.
Yes.
So I am Eslem and I'm attending from Turkey, Şehit Demet Sezen Girls İmam Hatip High School. I'm here to share my opinions about this project. First of all, I hope you're all well. For me personally, Being a part of this project was both enjoyable and educational. So it was truly joyful to be in contact with schools from different countries, also presenting our own country to you as best we could, and learning new things about other countries and cultures was an inspiring thing. On the other hand, among the projects we did, my favorite was the one which we prepared a brochure about our school. Because my friends and I created our own design and presented our school from our own perspective, then we tried to evoke empathy in the readers by telling the story of the martyr who our school took its name from, and the tragic experience our nation went through, and that was truly an honor. Because expressing our ideas and experiences and knowing that we were being listened was very valuable for us. And I think it's a wonderful opportunity for students like me who dreaming of seeing different countries and cultures, maybe studying one of those countries. So thank you for everything. Thank you for all the memories you gave us. I hope it is the same for you too. So thanks for listening to me.
Yes, thanks, Eslen. Now, Büşra want to speak. Büşra? Büşra?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Hi, I'm Büşra. I'm Turkish. I'm a student at Şehit Mehmet Sezen High School. Doing this project led me to empathy. I'm happy that our stories were completed with international friends. The stories we wrote helped us understand both how our friends from different nations and think and how they feel. That's why I found this activity very beautiful and useful. I did my part and wrote the ending of a story. And I thought this ending was the most fitting of my story. Thank you to everyone who wrote and contributed to this story for these beautiful moments. Thank you for listening.
Yes, I think we have finished our presentation.
Thank you so much for expressing your thoughts. It was lovely listening to it. Would anyone like to say anything, or should we?
Hi. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, my name is Damla. My students want to present their presentation, and also we prepared a video about the reflection. We want to show that, if it's possible.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. My student Yasin is doing that job. If you can let him to share. Okay. He's sharing, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay. Now it's his turn. Thank you very much.
A story of childhood, betrayal, and the silence that all life was. Narrated by a man who never found the change to say he was sorry. Childhood curiosity. Two brothers grow up on a farm, bound by a shared love for horses. When their father returns from Istanbul with a beautiful silver-plated curry-bound, smooth, gleaming bracers, the boys were transfixed, but Radu, the stern stableman, keeps out the reach of when the boys' eager hands might harm the animals they adore. The mistake. Alone in stable one afternoon, the narrator finds the quarry bump and tries the Ujit. His hands were clumsy. The sharp metal bites into horse skin. In a wave of frustration and shame, he takes the comb into the fountain and beats it against the stone until it is broken. Beyond the recognition, it then drops into the water. The lie. When the father discovers the ruined camp the next morning, his fury fills the room. He is terrified and concerned. The narrator speaks words he cannot say. Hassan did it. I saw him played with by the fountain yesterday. An innocent parent punished. Hassan believed and blameless, denies everything, but their father believes the older brother. A harsh slap lands across the Hassan face. He's banned from the stables forever, cut from the cut from the place that brought him joy. The silence that festers. As one grows with drown, shadowed by injustice he cannot explain, the narrator watches his brother fade and says nothing. He consequences, arches quietly, but the lie holds. It's too late. Hassan falls gravely ill with diphtheria. As his brother's breath grows, shallow, and narrator's guilt erupts into nightmares. He souls finally to confess everything, to clear Hassan's name, to beg forgiveness. I will tell everything tomorrow morning. He wakes up before dawn, ready at last, but house is already filled with weeping. Hassan died in the night. The confession that could have freed them but never spoken. The lie is now permanent, and so is the weight of carrying it alone for the rest of the life. Thank you for listening.
Now, Yasin, maybe we can show the video if it's possible.
Give me a minute.
I'm sorry, how long is the video? Because I think we have little time in this meeting left.
Okay, it's just a 1 minute video, but if you don't have enough time, we can
No,
share it also.
It's okay, we're gonna make it. 1 minute is probably.
Okay.
I'm sorry, but we can hear the voice, I think.
No sound is coming there from video.
We can hear it.
Oh, okay then.
And we possibly do it some other way. No, it's still not.
Okay, then. Thank you very much for